Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a sharpening stone or a whetstone or a wheatstone or a diamond block or whatever it is that you call these things. I'm going to show you how to use one. So first off, grab yourself one. They're pretty cool. I got this one for $1 at a little sale today. So I figured I'd show you guys how to use one. So grab one, get yourself a little paper towel, simply because you don't want to make a mess everywhere. Grab the knife that you want sharpened. This is a 440 stainless steel folding pocket knife. And grab yourself some oil. Now, the first argument comes up with should you put oil on it? And my answer is yes. Now, I have littler ones, little diamond stones and different things, which, by the way, I have other videos showing those that you should go check out after this. But I usually keep those dry. Now for this one, simply because it makes me feel good, I put it on. Alright? It's tradition. You see older people doing it. They've been doing it forever. So, keeping with that, put some oil on it. And you need to do it simply because I told you to. Alright? So, first step, put some oil on it. I got this oil at the grocery store for only $2. Don't worry about spending a bunch of money on it. It's not worth it. Now your stone may or may not soak it up. This one does. It'll soak up the oil. So don't worry about it. That's fine. The general sense of it, just to make this video quick, is you want to scrape it, flip it over, and scrape it the other way until you get a good blade on it, alright? Now, to get into more details, put you down some rules and different things like that, here we go. First off, keep it flat on the table, make it much easier for you to get a better blade quicker. Now, general concept, pretend like you're scraping off a layer of this, a layer of the block. Pretend it's a slice of cheese, and you're cutting off a thin layer right off the top of it. Alright? So, simple as that. You want to make, the most important rule is to keep at a decent angle. Okay? Keep it the same angle, going the whole way across. Flip it over, and you want to have the same angle going the other direction. Okay? Always keep the same angle, and that'll make sure you have a uniform edge. Okay? Make sure you do the same number of strokes on both sides. If you go 2 this way, 1, 2, you do 2 this way, 1, 2. Okay? And another thing, you want to put a decent amount of pressure on this. Now, you don't want to lean on it and, enough to snap your knife in half. You want to put a decent amount of pressure on it, on your blade. I put a finger on there and scrape it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Now, if you hear some, just for annoyance purposes, if you hear some grinding sounds, it's awful. Put some more oil on there. That'll get rid of that. Alright, right over the area that it makes that sound. The sound goes away. Alright? No more nails on the chalkboard. Alright, now, I want you to do 7 on one side and 7 on the other side. Why 7? Because I said so. It's the best number. End of story. Alright? So, anyway, but the reason why you want to do the same number on both sides is because your blade edge starts out like this, and each time that you scrape it, it'll go like this. On one side, you scrape it on the other side, it'll go like this. Okay? What happens is, when you scrape it, it'll put these little metal burrs on it. If you look under a microscope, or if you have really good eyes, you can see them. Puts little metal burrs on each side. And what you want to do is scrape it off on the other side That way it keeps at a decent blade, at a decent edge, okay? As long as you keep it with that, it'll be a good edge for you. As far as the angle in which, whether if you're flatter or if you're more up here scraping across, the skinnier you are, the flatter it is, that'll be more razor-like, and you could slice things easier with that. If you have it more up in the air like this, putting it at a more flatter edge, as it were, that's for more things like axes, for example, where you're hitting stuff and you don't want the blade to chip out when you do stuff like that. So you want it at a flatter edge for that sort of thing. Alright. Something else you don't want to do is saw at it. I saw somebody do that once. Once again, awful. Bad. Keep it a nice, even scrape going this way. Nice, even scrape going this way. Look, let me show you. Beautiful, beautiful edge. Alright? You'll get that. Just keep going straight the other way. Now, for you new guys, I mentioned that this is a 440 stainless steel pocket knife. Now, what the little number on that means is the amount of carbon that's in your knife. There's two things that make up steel, and that's iron and carbon. Carbon is basically wood ashes. They burn the wood, gets you a bunch of wood ashes in there. They mix it with iron, and then they put it in a big oven, heats it up, and you're left with steel. Now, the more carbon, the more ashes they put into it, determines the quality of the steel, the quality of the knife that you have. Now, the more carbon you have, the better it will keep an edge, but also the more brittle your edge will be. It will chip easier, that sort of thing. So, yeah, you want something decently in the middle. This is 440. It's on the lower end of the spectrum. It's not as great, but it's pretty good as far as if you want a reasonably priced knife. 440 is pretty good. So, that being said, that's about it. That's the general basics. Keep it flat. Squirt some oil on. Put a little bit of pressure on it. Keep it at the same angle. Scrape it 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flip it over. Do 7 the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep doing that over and over again, and you will eventually end up with a very good edge. Okay? Now, this stone has 2 sides, a coarse side and a fine side. Use the coarse side first, get yourself an edge, then flip it over onto the fine side, and you will turn this into a razor. So, I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm just gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. Now this knife was already sharp. I was just gonna do 7 just to show you. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 tests you could do. Number 1, it's called the paper test. Grab yourself a paper. Oh my goodness, that's not sharp anymore. There you go. Cut a paper, see if it cuts easy. If it doesn't, whatever. It didn't cut very easy, so I need to keep sharpening. And the other thing you could do is go like this, gently with the grain of your hair, and see if it cuts it. Alright? Check out my other videos. Subscribe. Let me know when you want to see. Peace.